In a world full of people constantly chasing the next big thing, those who don't tend to achieve what they want. And it's not because that they're lucky and everything just falls in their lap. They just understand something that the rest of us like to overlook because it's not sexy. And I know this because I used to be obsessed with my goals and still feel miserable after achieving them. So today I want to talk about what you can do instead so that not only are you fulfilled, but you also don't burn out in the process. Now, in the beginning of 2025, I set a huge goal for myself. I wanted to hit a top speed of 35 kilometers per hour. Every day I would wake up and that would be the only thought on my mind. I was training speed 2 times a week, and despite seeing progress, I didn't actually hit my goal at the end of 2025. Now, throughout 2025, I had an amazing year. I had a chance to trial in Australia, I had a chance to trial in Portugal, I went for a personal training session in Singapore. But even then, after all of that, whenever I think back of 2025, all I remember is that I didn't actually hit my speed goal. It's exhausting to think about what you don't have, especially when you travel to the opposite end of the world to just go for a football trial. It's as if I have gotten addicted to my goals and now it's progressively narrowing my ability to find pleasure in other things. And that is the first thing that goals do to you. It makes you feel like you're in a constant state of failure. No matter what you do, if you haven't achieved that goal, it always makes you feel like you're not enough. And that's what it did to me. No matter where I've gone in the world, it has always made me feel like I was a player who lacked speed. I was existing in a state of not having achieved the thing that I want, and that was becoming my identity. And although I was getting closer to it, all I saw was the gap between who I wanted to be and who I am right now. There was no real room for improvement. It was either I had the goal or I didn't have the goal. And not to mention, it also put me in a constant state of stress, worrying about how I was going to have to achieve my goal, how much more work I was going to have to do, and if I was even doing the right thing in the first place. Quick interruption to this video. If you want to stay 3 steps ahead in your next match, the Tactical IQ Accelerator is for you. Within your next 2 to 3 match reviews, you'll be able to spot patterns earlier on the pitch and you'll know exactly when to speed up or take control of the play. It takes 60 to 90 minutes per game and you'll walk into your next match creating chances instead of reacting to them. And all of this costs less than a pair of league football boots. So if you're interested in investing in your Tactical IQ, click the link in the pinned comment down below. Now, there's a second reason that goals are broken, and this is also one reason that most people won't believe until it actually happens to them. And I know this because I was once there too. A few years ago, I set a goal for myself to be able to trial outside of Southeast Asia. That was the goal, that was the dream. If I could do that, then I would prove that I was good enough. And in 2025, I did achieve that goal. I trialed in Australia, I trialed in Portugal. I checked it off in my journal, and for a minute, it felt really good. Young me would have been so proud, and I am proud too. But right now, it just makes me feel that I'm still not where I want to be. It showed me how far I had come, but it also showed me how far I have yet left to go. And right now, it just feels like time is running out. Because even though I did trial in those 2 countries, I still don't have a pro contract. My speed is still holding my game back, and now whenever I think back to those trial sessions, yes, they are stepping stones in the direction that I want to go to, but when I think back of Portugal, all I can think of are the training sessions. The intensity, the quality of the players, the lessons that I've learned there, and everything else like the touring, the sightseeing, the cities, the experience, it's all a blur for me. Because deep down, I wasn't really there to enjoy it, I was there to get signed. And the ability of being able to enjoy the experience got robbed by a bigger goal. And this is what goals do to you. Everything around you just becomes a big blur and your vision just narrows. And sure, on paper, it seems good. You're driven, you have a path to follow, you're focused. But when that obsession becomes an addiction, nothing else seems to matter. You could have the best day of your life, but until you achieve what you've set out to achieve, you'll always feel less. So if goals are broken, what is the alternative? Well, this is something that I have been using now, and it has completely changed the way I approach training. I haven't yet achieved my goal of hitting 35 kilometers per hour of top speed. And right now, although that is the aim, the focus to get there is something else. My focus is on sprinting 2 times a week and doing 100 pogo hops every single day. On the weekends, I might even do 5 minutes of jump rope, but the 100 pogo hops are non-negotiable. I'm still measuring if I'm actually improving my speed because I want to know if I am working on the right things. Because I also know that once I do hit 35 kilometers per hour, I'm still going to have to do all these things to maintain that speed. And so I'd rather be succeeding in the process than just trying to hit the goal. And that is the difference between a goal and a system. A goal requires you to call yourself a failure for long periods of time before you can actually succeed. A system allows you to take actions that will drive you in the right direction, and you will win every day as long as you do the things that you have promised yourself you will do. And the best way to do this is to take whatever goals you have and to break them down into daily actions, and then be able to tick those actions off at the end of the day and call that day a win. Every day, stick to that system and celebrate it. You're not failing anymore because now your goals are just a byproduct of your actions from your system. Now, here's one final thought that I want to leave you with. You become successful when you decide you are. I think sometimes we get too caught up in hitting the numbers and achieving the goals that we forget that there was a time we'd kill to be in this exact same position. We forget that we can be successful and still achieve more. Just because we haven't gotten the next thing, it doesn't mean the thing that we have already gotten is not valuable. And sometimes we also fail to recognize that the reason something seems valuable to us is because that it's hard to get. For someone who can buy a Lambo every 2 hours, all of a sudden it's not the most impressive thing in the world anymore. So the question is it truly what I want? Or do I just want to know that I can have it even when I don't? Because at this point, the Lambo might not seem like success anymore. Then you realize that the car and the money, they don't make you successful. You do. You decide if you're worthy in your own eyes. And it's okay if you're not worthy just yet. Maybe you haven't done anything to consider yourself worthy yet. But when you do, make sure you give yourself credit for it. Thank you for watching. I hope you've gained something valuable from this video.